I'm going to talk a little bit now about the spirit of Rabbinic Judaism, which I contend was liberal. Rabbinic Judaism was the form of the faith that evolved after the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE. And by liberal, I mean open-minded, tolerant, pluralistic, and innovative. One of the strongest pieces of evidence in favor of this claim are the stories told about the great sage Hillel in the Talmud. Hillel was the preeminent Jewish religious leader in the 4 decades following the destruction of the Second Temple. I'm going to focus on 3 famous stories that are told about him in the Talmud. The first is the story of the Gentile convert. This person first came to Shammai, another great sage, and said that he wanted to convert, but only if Shammai could teach him the whole of Judaism while standing on one leg. Shammai found this incredibly impudent and chased this Gentile away with a measuring stick. The Gentile then came to Hillel and made the same request. Hillel said to him, "The whole of Judaism is that what you find hateful, if done to you, do not do unto others. The rest is commentary. Now go and study." Hillel's statement is notable for 2 reasons. First, there's only one morality, and it applies to everyone. No exceptions for rulers, leaders, priests, anyone else. And the second is that he's emphasizing the ethical over the ritual aspects of Judaism. The second famous story about Hillel is the workaround he created to nullify the effect of the sabbatical law set forth in the Torah. This law provided that on the 7th year, the sabbatical year, all debts would be extinguished. This would have the unfortunate consequence of drying up credit for poor people, because lenders would not lend in the 6th year if in the following year this interest-free loan became a gift. So Hillel devised this legal procedure whereby the lender would give this debt to a religious court, and the religious court would be the one that enforced the debt in the sabbatical year. And the reasoning was that this religious court was not bound by the Torah's commandments, which applied only to individuals. And so Hillel was willing to change the law to be innovative in order to prevent grave harm to innocent parties. The third story told about Hillel involves a 3-year legal dispute between his academy and the academy of Shammai, the other great religious leader at the time. The Talmud reports that this dispute simmered for 3 whole years until a heavenly voice came down and was heard to say, "These and these," meaning the opinions of both academies, "are the words of the living God, but the law is according to the house of Hillel." And the reason why, and I'm going to quote directly from the Talmud now, the reason why is that they were agreeable and forbearing, showing restraint when affronted, and when they taught the halakha, they would teach both their own statements and the statements of Beit Shammai. Moreover, when they formulated their teachings and cited a dispute, they prioritized the statements of Beit Shammai to their own statements in deference to Beit Shammai. So, in other words, the academy in which Hillel taught exemplified the virtues of liberalism. That is, they were open-minded, tolerant, and willing to change their mind when they heard better arguments. This discussion is just one of the bits of evidence that I think demonstrate the liberal nature of Rabbinic Judaism. If you're interested in further discussion on this subject, please check out my book, Come Now, Let Us Reason Together. Thank you.